my name is Chris and welcome to my channel where tonight I will be discussing 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days. Honey, it's season 3. Honey, it's episode 9. What? Hi. This episode was called Out of the Blue. No episode of 90 Day Fiance should be called Out of the Blue. Everyone's been talking for a minute and everything's super planned. I don't even get who's supposed to be out of the blue. Angela finding out she has one egg, is that news that comes out of the blue? I am still recovering from like a full-on allergy attack because I'm super allergic to ragweed, and in California it's ragweed season. It's fun for me. I'm having a great time. Darcy face. Also, have you heard the news? I don't know if you have or not. So this is what's happening. I mean, sit down. Listen, I am doing a comedy show with David and Annie and Dean Tarek's brother from 90 Day Fiance. I'm doing stand-up. Those people are doing stand-up. If you want more information, go to my Instagram, get that flyer. I posted it on the YouTube channel as well, so you can see it in the community section. It is Saturday, October 12th. It's in Laverne in Los Angeles area. I'm super excited. I think Wa's gonna be there and we're gonna have some fun, so come on out. Okay, first couple, Omar and Avery. So this scene starts right where it left off, which is Terry's sad, right? Because Avery is just being like a spoiled brat about the fact that she's just informing her mom that she's going to move to Syria, and her mom is like very scared. So Terry gets up, honey, and she grabs her Dooney and Burke purse and she clutches it close to her body and she storms away, and then they have to go and get Terry and they talk to her, and then she comes back and sits down, and then she's like, well, I'm gonna leave anyway because it's like your wedding night and I low-key have to catch this plane, so bye. When you get back to the house, I'll like talk to you anyway. Don't even worry about it. You ain't moving to Syria over my dead body. By the way, Terry like must have run home from that dinner and she's been running ever since. Terry has lost like 50 pounds being in hardcore triathlon training. She looks super healthy and happy. She looks a little younger, which is crazy because she already was young looking. She has great genes. That's a great gene family. Omar smart. When he met Terry, he should have been like, yes, that's what you're gonna turn into, Avery? Yes. And Terry actually says she's glad that Avery married Omar. I got that. I was like, whoa? You know, like, oh, wow, well, yeah, okay. I hope it all works out. I really, really do. They go back to the room, honey, and there's not going to be like a weird makeout and then the producer has to leave. It's like, they're not even coming in that room, honey. Omar's like, shut the door. And he finally gets to see her hair. Oh my God. I don't know, but that is so hot. Just that it's been so unspoken, their sexual tension, and unconsummated, and then they're finally married and he gets to like take down her hijab and just like see her hair and touch it, and everything it probably is so full of like meaning and passion. Oh, I should have saved myself. The morning after they talk, and let's face it, they bound, and it was real good. I mean, she's so happy. She's like, my friend said I had to like test drive to make sure I was doing it right, and I'll be honest, I got a 2020 Porsche, sight unseen, it's gorge, full entertainment package, lane assist, honey, the seats are heated. There's a moonroof. I am telling you, it's self-drives. I love this car. She's like, we clicked well. Then they're shopping and they hear a prayer call, and then Avery wants to buy all the things, and we're supposed to start to believe that maybe this is going to be trouble in paradise, that she's materialistic, and then they sit down, and then Avery is now soups comes. I mean, she is just like talking to him on that table like, hi. So anyways, like, when you come to America, I'm going to dance in the street. And he's like, no, I don't want you to dance in the street. She's like, not like, but yeah, that's what I do. This is what Terry said, that she gets sick of being told what to do, and we're already getting a hint of it. So interesting. I don't like when you dance in public. I mean, who are you, the mayor of Footloose? Look, I'm not saying she should be dancing in Syria. I wouldn't be dancing in the streets of Syria. I think it would send a wrong message, but dance in Pittsburgh. I don't know where she's from, I forgot. Okay, next couple is Angela and Michael. Everything's back to just paradise, and Michael brings over to Angela a very fancy pool drink. Honey, they're like in Hawaii, but they're not. They're in Nigeria, at the pool at the Lagos Travel Inn. Can you imagine what like her maid sees every morning when her maid comes to the hotel room? Just cigarette butts and everything. Can you imagine Angela's late night room service requests. Do they have room service there? You know what? I gotta look up the Lagos Travel Inn on TripAdvisor. I really have to know so much more about it. I hope they're getting really good business from this because they go through a lot. So Angela is talking about obviously the conversation she just had with Michael's mom, but she's like, I just love your mom's honesty, which is a dig at Michael because Michael is a liar, as we've known, a liar, liar, pants on fire. He's a Pinocchio, honey. He can't stop lying. Lying Michael. And his honest mom who thinks if I can't bear him children, then he should be allowed to go fuck some other woman. But then she's like, really, Michael, I gotta ask you a question. If you were allowed to, would you actually be able to do it? Could you even do that to me? And Michael's like, I mean, he can't help say yes. To be honest with you, it's all up to you. She's like, well, it's all up to you, Michael. He's like, no, it's all up to you. Literally, like, I cannot possibly answer this because I cannot lie to you, as you have made that perfectly clear. And I know I can't possibly say yes. So what you want me to say and do is what I'll do. Angela has a great option. She's like, look, you can do that after I die. You can have kids for the rest of your life. I got what? 19 years left, but I got a shorter life, and you, Michael, you can do that, all that stuff, carry on your lineage after I die. I'm not gonna let you have a side chick. No bottom bitch for you, Michael. One, you get one. You're one and only me. Then she starts to get real melancholy, like, what if I can't do it? Let's just get to the end of it. What if I can't do it then, Michael? What? You gonna leave me after all this? I just can't live with that. I just can't live with that. I'm not mad at you, I love you. Michael just seems to nod his head with big eyes enough for Angela to end this scene. And then they go to a fertility clinic. A very sweet, nice woman is there. She's a doctor and she sees a lot of couples. And then she sees Angela and Michael. Could you imagine? This woman asks Angela when her last menses was. Angela says 7 months. I don't think Angela knows what menses means. Angela, she didn't ask you when the last time you had a Mentos was. Your period. Honey, it's been a long time since Angela's had a period. Come on. Come on. No way. Then we are given a hard, fast statistic. Women over 40, their fertility drops 90%. We were... Ugh. So the doctor has to give Angela a transvaginal exam, and then they get a spectrum. One of those words. I'll be honest, I think the right word is a version of like 2 or 3 of those words together. I don't want to tell you which one. During this transvaginal exam, they examine the ovaries. First up, right ovary. Honey, nothing is there. Nothing. That ovary is eggless, like a child who got distracted during an Easter egg hunt and they just ate all the candy but didn't go and find any eggs. Like in that child's basket is Angela's right ovary. So she moves over to the left ovary. There it is. 1 egg. Tiny little guy holding on. Holding on that follicle. Just like a petrified ghost egg is what they find on that ovary. And immediately Angela's like, that's my baby. That's a new baby for me. Well, get it out. Make it a baby. Let's do it. And the doctor then has to be like, well, no, I'm so sorry. I should have just told you there was nothing there because that's not going to be a viable situation. Probably. I mean, let's just pretend. Oops, I mean, nothing's there, you know. However, not all is lost because the doctor gives Angela a great compliment. She has a really beautiful uterus. Oh my God. Put it in a Gucci gown and set it down a runway, honey. I saw that uterus during Fashion Week. It's street style, hot. So Angela now is like, all right, back to plan 1. I gotta get my daughter's egg, and I can tote it in this beautiful uterus. Skylar, you have no idea what's coming, honey. You's about to have Michael's baby. Well, modern family. Benjamin and Akini. So great news for Benjamin. Now that he has the elder's blessing, he finally gets to move into that Airbnb, honey. He's so happy. Oh my God. Me too. First things first, open up some chips, put them in a bowl, and then very delicately eat one. They look like Terra chips, which I don't mind. I like Terra chips, like root vegetable chips. So then Akini comes over and we find out that Akini's mom knows that she's there and her dad thinks that she went off on a safari while her betrothed dude is still in Kenya, that she would just be like, bye. Anyway, so Akini comes over and Benjamin shows her around the place. There's one bedroom in this place and it has 2 beds like I Love Lucy. Even though there's 2 beds, he still doesn't want to be in the same bedroom as her. And she finds that weird. And he's like, the temptation's too much, honey. I'm a minister. I have an example to uphold for people and I can't do it. And she's like, do you think you can control yourself? And he's like, no. And she's like, but if I have a towel and I walk around, will that be bad? And he's like, yes. And she's like, are you going to want to touch the cookie? And he's like, no, you can't even, first of all, don't even say that word. No, you're incredibly hot. I cannot be in the same room with you for like more than a period of time when it's dark. I won't be able to sleep. I'll just be pitching a tent in that bed. You're gonna be like, can I come play in that fort? And I'll be like, no. Even though I will be there telling ghost stories with a flashlight. So then they decide to go the next day to the zoo. It's like a safari zoo reserve situation. Dad, I went to the safari. Horrible accent. That's on me. It's $2 to get in that safari, but not technically lying to your dad. Priceless. So then they're walking and talking, honey, and she's like, do you think Grayson will like me? What will you introduce me as? He's like, my wife and his stepmom. And she's like, no, 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 no. I'm not a mom. Now, I've never had a kid. That's your kid. So I'm kind of like a friend to this kid, is what Akini is trying to get across to Benjamin. And Benjamin is like, I need a mom for my kid. Also, you can't be friends with like a 5-year-old. You kind of have to be somewhat parental. Even if you're being super cool, like, yeah, buddy, you still gotta be like, buddy, hold my hand, we're gonna cross the street. I don't think Akini gets it. Akini, just so you know, your life, and I really need you to understand this, is that when you get to America, you're gonna be getting up in the morning, you're gonna be getting the kid up, you'll make them breakfast, and then you will make them lunch, because Benjamin definitely takes a lunchbox to wherever he goes in the day. Hopefully you will have then time to do whatever you want to do. Maybe make a little money here and there, that'd be great. But even if you want to just stay home and cook and clean, that's your option too. You have both options. When those guys come home, dinner's gonna be happening. One of them's gonna have homework, maybe both. And the good thing about Akini is she speaks perfect English, so it's like, she can help with that homework. I know she can. She knows a multiplication table. This episode is a lot of like couples looking at animals and having intense relationship conversations. And I think it's very like psychological, metaphorical. Like, you know, like what's happening to those people behind the cages? Will I be one of those people soon? Like that's what Akini's thinking. Maybe not, but that's also what Timothy's thinking. So then they go to a restaurant, and the restaurant's called Carnivore, and it looks so good. I mean, meat a grillin', tri-tip steamin'. It looks like charred outsides, medium rare insides. It looks like great marinades. The tagline is a beast of a feast. Oh, how'd they find Carnivore? Was it on Yelp? Now it gets to Ben. Oh, what can pair with a nice juicy steak? Obviously a bold Malbec, maybe a Cabernet. Honey, so many options. Guinness, Stella, I don't know. He orders a Fanta. I'm assuming the orange flavor. He doesn't specify what flavor. Any Fanta will do. You want a Fanta? She want a margarita, because that's what she orders, a margarita. And honey, she's like, all of these drinks have alcohol. And it's like, he definitely found some that didn't. And then she's like, margarita? And he's like, you'll like that. And they get it. She's like, oh, it's sweet. So she gets this margarita, honey, and she takes 2 sips, and those 2 sips really hit her. She starts acting loosey-goosey. She can't keep her eyes open. She's somewhat slurring. She's tired. Benjamin is having none of it. He's like, am I driving you to drink? She says she's gonna miss her family, and at one point she asks him if he would ever move to Kenya. And he's like, I can't because of Grayson. And I think that's low-key why she started drinking. I think she started to get anxiety about missing her whole life and family. And then she's like, would you ever come here? And he's like, no. Sorry. She wants another one. He doesn't want her to have another one. That becomes awkward. She's like, here's to Adam and Eve. And he's like, yeah, Cain and Abel. Sorry, it's just like biblical dumb humor. She tells the waiter to bring her another one. He's like, that's good for now. She's like, another one. Give the lady what she wants. But this really upsets Benjamin. He's like, how can I ever trust her if she's gonna be a drunk in front of Grayson? Well, you should have thought of that before you had a kid. Just like pad down your whole house then. Okay, next up, Darcy and Tom. First of all, I will say this whole Darcy and Tom segment feels like a play where drunkenness and madness disintegrates 4 crumbling relationships. A mix of family and love and deep insecurity and resentment and expectations lost. Like, this play would happen at the roundabout. But it starts with they're going to the club. Tom is like gelling down his hair. He's like worried about that. It's like a lot of gel, a lot of water, okay? And it's like, and then Darcy is like, sees him doing that and it's like doing her hair. And she's like, well, should I do it up or down? And he like is like, whatever. I swear I see Darcy trying sometimes just to make connections and he's mean to her. Like, she's like, you're doing your hair. I'm the hot one. How should I do my hair? What she wants is Tom to look at her in the reflection of the mirror and be like, up or down, you're gonna look beautiful either way, honey. But he doesn't. They get to the bar, they're ordering drinks, and Tom's like, what do you want, Darcy? And then Stacey orders a cucumber martini. And she's like, one for Darcy too, we're the same. You know, we're basically the same person. We were 1 egg, and then we're still 1 egg, except 2 people outside of the body, outside in the world. And Darcy's like, no, I don't want a cucumber martini. That's what you do. Darcy loves the idea of her man knowing what she wants. Darcy loves the idea of a dude having a style or a flair that takes care of her, that makes her feel connected, protected, understood. So that's why when they first met, she was like, I like your style, like my man, like with the champagne and stuff like that. Darcy wants Tom to just go up there and order a beautiful glass of champagne and just hand it to her. But again, that's not what Tom does. So then Stacey's like weirded out, calls over her dude. Come over here, dude. And she's like, take your jacket off. You're so hot. And Tom and Darcy are like, oh, you're bossing him around. You know, and Darcy's so happy to like throw something back at Stacey. Okay. And that's just unfortunate because this is a tennis, honey. And these are the Williams sisters. And they're always volleying. Suddenly these drinks are had and everyone gets wasted. I don't know, they were all spiked. Were they all drinking absinthe? Are they all on pills? Yes, yes, and yes. Across the board. 10s across the board. Has to be. Darcy just starts to look at Stacey and her dude and just get jealous. Jealous, just sulking. Not paying attention to Tom, who, I mean, why would you? He's so boring. And Tom's like, you're not paying attention to me. And it's like, yeah, because you have no charm about you to make her feel like a woman or important or appreciated. You're just a stick in the mud. And Stacey's like, when it's easy, it's right. And when it's right, it's right. And this is easy. Sometimes it's not so easy, right? Those sisters. Can you imagine what Christmas mornings were like? Can you imagine the stories people have on those crazy Silvis twins? Running around Connecticut, what they were like in high school, what they were like in college, what they were like in the 20s and 30s and 40s. Then Stacey's dude comes over and is like, it feels like you're jealous to Darcy and are you okay? You know, don't worry about it because Tom loves you. Everything's gonna work out. And Darcy's just so quick to be like, I don't know if he does. I don't know if he loves me. That's the problem. So then Darcy goes to the bathroom, honey, and she like, I thought that she was gonna go throw up, swear to God, but she doesn't. She comes back out and then not like a tissue, but manages to be dragging like a whole dinner napkin, one of those Chinette black dinner napkins like on her shoe. Tom's doing the devil's work by being like, why are you being so rude to your sister, to Darcy? Takes Darcy's sister's side. Darcy can't have any of it. She just is like, it's too much for her. Everyone's ganging up on her. She's so drunk. Everyone's now smoking cigarettes. Darcy's like, it's fair. It's not fucking fair. It's not fucking fair. There is no justice in this world, and as soon as you can learn that, you will save yourself a bunch of sadness. Tom's like, why don't you think I love you, Darcy? Stacey? She says Stacey, as if Stacey's gonna turn around and tell Tom all the reasons why Tom doesn't like Darcy. Well, Tom, she's desperate. She won't let her ex go. She's incredibly insecure. Oh, do you want me to keep going? Darcy's like, because I feel like I'm not good enough for you. Not good enough for you. Okay, up next is Timothy and Jennifer. It is the morning after, just like Omar and Avery. Oh, I wonder what happened last night. Some quick clues. Jennifer looks melancholy. Timothy looks anxious. Good morning, baby, she says, which is the nicest way to say good morning to someone who was making out with you last night. Finally, your betrothed, or pretty much that you're on the show with, Timothy got into his head and he messed up. He just couldn't get out of his head. He feels like he doesn't want to disappoint Jennifer, and he's real messed up with his ex. God, I wish we could have more information about her, why it ended or whatnot. Why can't we at least have Veronica tell us about this woman? Because you know she had an opinion. I think that Jennifer gives him a valuable piece of advice. She's like, do not put fear where there is none. Then they go to Chickamauga Canyon. Oh, what a canyon indeed. There's like hiking in this canyon. There's like exotic birds in this canyon. They're walking around. It's a beautiful day. I mean, Jennifer is in head to toe aloe yoga. I love it so much. Her fierce ass legs just like hoofing up this hill. Timothy looks bananas. He has rolled up his stained shirt with a red baseball cap and long ass cargo shorts and silver sneakers. It makes no sense. It looks like they lost his luggage and this person just bought things at a sundry store. He's complaining left and right about the stairs, about the animals, about the parrots, and Jennifer's like, you are so unattractive. To hear you complain left and right, to be so negative, no one wants to hear it. Shut the f up. Kayate Tuboka, shut up. She's digging him left and right. She's like, what are you, 60? Then they go to like some swing that she wants to do above in the clouds, some swing, and he's afraid of heights, so he doesn't want to do it. And then she just mercilessly is like, you are so cowardly. You're basically nothing. You're gonna let me go, possibly get hurt? And he's like, no, just don't go. You know I'm afraid of heights. So why are you even bringing this up? And she's like, pussy, nah, nah, pussy. He finally is like, she's constantly emasculating me, but he does nothing. At one point, he's like, you'll never see me more angry than when I'm being disrespected. And then it cuts right back to him and he's just like, at one point, I swear to God, he's vaping from what looks like a Gucci covered themed jewel. In a confessional, Jennifer says, he's just so unattractive to me, I can't even look at him. And I'm just like, is there a time in which you've ever been attracted to him? They just fight more. Their story's kind of boring. There's not enough drama. There's not enough like fun secrets and twists and moments like, oh my God, it's just them fighting and her just like ripping him apart and him taking it. It's like watching a bully abuse someone on TV, but like not as fun as when Anfisa did it. Nothing is as fun as when Anfisa did it, but okay, next up, Caesar. I'm not gonna waste my time. Moving on. Rebecca and Zayed. So they're in the car, honey. He just throws shit out. He's littering. Rebecca's like, when you get to America, you can't do that. In fact, stop doing it now. It's A, incredibly tacky, and B, gross, and C, dumb. Makes you look trashy. And he's like, what? You are so beautiful. Every day I love you more. They're on the way to Medina, and he's gonna talk to his sister because his sister hates the whole sitch. Rebecca's just gonna like drive him there because she had to rent that car. You know, she's paying for goddamn everything and driving everything, and he has nothing, and he's gonna sit somewhere while he talks to his sister. I wonder if she was like, could this be a phone call? But okay. Before he leaves her though, he's like, I want to buy something for my sister. She's like, okay, have fun. He's like, I need to borrow some money. And she's like, oh, okay. It's weird. So she takes out her wallet and Zayed goes in. Like a hungry hippo, his hand touches her hand, her wallet, her money. She can't even count it. He's like a chipmunk to colorful money. I don't know what to tell you. It makes me feel like I'm at an ATM and a person standing too close to me. Get back behind. I need 10 feet before I put in my code. He's like, no, not like this. I need like 500 dinar, which is $200. Can you imagine just being like, I need to buy something for my friend, and someone's like, okay, like here's like 25, 30 bucks, and that person's like, no, can I have 200? You'd be like, $200? Is it a wedding gift? What? But it is a wedding gift. We'll see. Rebecca is like going through it. She's like, is he taking advantage of me? Why is he doing this? I really have to keep an eye on him. And it's like, girl, why'd you give him the money then? She gives him the money and then she's like, what are you gonna use it for? He's like, I want to buy something. She's like, okay, fine, just, I won't talk about it. She like runs off. Well, then don't complain if you don't want to talk about it. And you should be talking about it before you're doing it, you know? Rebecca's queen of that though. Rebecca's queen of like answering or giving information or money out and then complaining about why she had to do that later when it's like, don't do it in the first place. Anyway, that's a lesson for all. But Rebecca just sits down, honey, with her Halloween candy corn hair, honey, and Zayed meets up with Lame, his sister, who still hates Rebecca. And they're shopping for, guess what? The gift that Zayed wanted to get was for Rebecca, and it's a ring to propose to her using her money. Zayed's sister's like, why are you using her money? He's like, because she has it? I don't get it. The sister, I feel like, is being like, wait, are you a man? Why are you asking her for money for her ring? Are you a man? Also, if you move, you're the dude in the family who's going to take care of our parents. And Zayed is such a failure to launch, no money, dumb, broke hooligan that spends his time smoking and playing soccer all the time instead of having a real job or contributing to society. Doesn't get it. Doesn't get why Rebecca would be weirded out. Because you should be paying for this with your money. With all of your money made from all of the talk shows. All of the Tunisian talk shows. The Tunisian Wendy Williams talk show you do. How you doing? How about the Tunisian Arsenio Hall? How about the Tunisian Watch What Happens Live? And you gotta plead the fifth. Well, that's it, y'all. That is the entire episode. I cannot believe it. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. If you haven't yet, go ahead and like this video. Just like it. Just go ahead and do it. Real easy. Do it right now. Great, it's done. Cool. And make sure you're subscribed to me. Follow me at Chris L. Farah. The L is for Laverne, the city in which I'm gonna do a comedy show with 90 Day Fiance cast members David and Annie and Dean, Tarek's brother. So follow me on Instagram and Twitter for more information. I'm at Chris L. Farah. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful week. I can't wait to see you next week. Take care of yourselves and each other. Stand up for what you believe and make art. Okay, bye.